Howdy, my name is Omelent, and this is our Let's Play of EU4 as Conith. We've officially lost our last province in our last province in Ireland to a war with Great Britain. Even though we have a personal union with France, that has not saved us from losing, just barely, but losing, two provinces, one here to Spain, and the other one, our Irish core, over here to Great Britain. In order to get back to Ireland now, it's going to be very arduous when we lose this core. We have about 100 years to go back to war with England, or Great Britain in this case now. So that's, that's kind of a pain. We're under a personal union with France. Turns out that the player-controlled countries cannot be inherited, but they can be annexed or integrated. So that can only happen when we have a 190 relationship with them, and they're getting there. We have to be careful about that. It has to be 50 years. I don't think it has been, although it's getting close. We cannot go to war with people that we want to go to war with to take the large tracts of land from them. It's kind of a shame. But we are slowly expanding. We're going to take the West Coast, move up through Canada, take all of that, and hopefully, eventually, we'll be strong enough to fight our way out from France and protect ourselves from the English and the Spanish. And now that we don't have this province, England could actually be an ally, which would be really interesting. We shall see. Let's go ahead and get started. If you think that the music volume is not the right volume, make sure to let me know. It's something that I'm trying to work on. So that looks like Denmark to me, but it could be Great Britain. I'm not sure. Now we might be at the point where it's worth it for us to start making improvements in our territories. We're at our administrative power cap, so I'm gonna say, yeah, it's worth it to start making, not the unique ones, but the basic ones. Maybe constables? Let's see. Constables will make quite a bit. Temples will make 1.4 across the board. Constables here makes more than 1.4, so I'll go ahead and put one here. Cuba makes more than 1.4, Havana. And there, and there. And I'll build some temples. I'm gonna populate these bigger islands first because they're the islands I'm much more likely to defend. For example, Spain took this from me, and there was not a lot that I could do. And it's kind of frustrating. They're not going to get nearly as much from it as I would have gotten from it, but... Luckily, once they take all the islands in this province zone, they won't be able to as easily fight for any of these province zones. Sea zones of provinces, however you... So that was a British ship I just saw, so these could be all British. They could be all British, and Denmark could have just missed the boat as far as colonies go, for all we know. Not really up for losing that much manpower. Reason being that we do need to keep building troops, and we're not at our manpower cap, so I'm gonna go ahead and lose the prestige. And while I'm thinking about it, probably build a couple of infantry. Our navy did not perform. Overall, I think we gained ships in that war, but our navy did not perform up to necessary standards. don't really know what to do about it, but as you can see, we are still the controller, which is kind of nice. Or we got back being the controller. So let's see whose territory this is. I'm pretty sure it's England now that I saw an English ship, but it could be Danish. I mean, it could be Denmark. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy this. Oh wow, could increase good production by that much. Yeah, we should be flush in money at this point. I'm just gonna be building improvements. Okay, so this looks like it's Catholic rebels up here in British-held territories. It's kind of a shame because some of these territories are pretty good and I would have wanted them for myself, but, well. I think I'm going to focus on the things that are immediately around me first. Well, the British have a huge amount of forces up here. I see now that they're red. The wasteland that is Quebec. Yeah, Great Britain. Denmark missing the boat. That's okay. So, we're kind of in a lull period here. We are fighting with Spain for this bishop, so I might as well get points in there. Or cardinal. And we're trying to expand as best we can. The reason that I don't want to build another colony, a fifth colony, is that colonies just aren't expanding that fast without the colonists to guide them. And so, yeah. Austria is not not controlling of the Holy Roman Empire anymore, even though they're huge over there. So as soon as we take this, we're going to take probably this one. Anything with a high tax. Coastal's not as important up here. The only reason we're taking these are for tax income and for manpower modifiers. Okay, so you see we know that we're not going to be able to buy another administrative tech for a long time, so this is a great time to be upgrading. I should have thought of it earlier, but this is a great time to be doing this. Did I forget to core the Bahamas? It looks like I did. So just make sure I didn't forget to core anyone else. Yeah, it was just the Bahamas. Okay. I'm always dumbfounded when I take over some provinces from, like, I don't know, Korea, and I noticed that they all had temples. And I'm thinking to myself, you desperately needed that one tech to get an idea group, and you didn't buy it. Instead, you put temples in all your provinces. I don't really think that was worth it for you. Yeah, so anywhere in the middle of the United States isn't as profitable and has quite a bit of resistance. I mean, over here there's not super high resistance, but there's definitely not profit either. So it'll be more manpower. We'll take everything, you know. Now, unfortunately, it's a long travel time for our colonist over here. Is there an idea group that might help with that? Colonial travel time? We already got it. Okay. And we know that the next one we want is actually this, because we will be taking quite a few vassals. The Battle of Minnesota. Establish a presence in Canada. Where do they consider Canada? I would do that. Yeah, I would do that, I guess. I'd do Vancouver. I don't want to go up against over here. This is the obvious place in Canada to go. I don't want to go there. I'd be much more inclined to go into Vancouver. Let's go ahead and take the mission before it disappears, because the colonial enthusiasm is one of the better missions we can get. The 10 prestige. Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, still recovering from this ailment, whatever it is that I have had. Yeah, okay. Free stability is so much better than an artist. Artist is the one that gives you +1 prestige per month. I would almost never take him. So we need to be improving relations with France, I guess. Great Britain. See, Great Britain can be an ally now. In fact, I bet they'd make an alliance with us if... Be pretty darn close to making an alliance with us if... Oh, and they switched back to being Catholic? Crazy! That's really good for us. That's good for us because of a number of reasons. It means they're not going to convert our province to Catholic, and to Protestant, and they're going to keep Ireland Catholic, which is good for when we take it back. And also, they're more likely to be our allies. We'll never get a royal marriage due to the distance between borders. But yeah, it's quite possible that we could make an alliance with Great Britain, which would be something that we would want. Which means that we kind of want Spain to take these couple provinces. We'll take just this little hold up here, and I wanted a coast I could access the Iroquois from if I were to be lucky enough to take the Iroquois before they get taken by someone else. Okay, this has got to be Canadian. Not sure about this one. But there's going to be a nice Canadian province up here somewhere. Okay, I'll go ahead and core this, but I'm not going to keep moving... Oh, I didn't have a troop there anyway. I'm not going to keep moving down this way. That's actually not a bad one. Yeah, these are actually not bad. Maybe I will. The benefit of that is that the travel time of the colonists is quite a long time up here. As you can see, he's taking forever, which is slowing down my progress as far as colonizing things goes. But I think I'm going to send here instead. Yeah, I'll have him walk here, and I'll send here instead. This will be a lot faster. We can see that it takes 72 days to get here versus just forever to get over here. I mean, they're juicy provinces. It's worth it for the colonial enthusiasm. What I might do is immediately recall from here when he gets here and send for colonial enthusiasm. I don't know. Depending on what sort of profitable Canadian province I find. If this is Canadian, I don't know if it's Canadian. It's difficult to check. I mean, they're all in the same trade zone, but I'm hoping that Vancouver Island... No? I was hoping that Vancouver Island was very profitable, but... Okay, time to build some more temples. I want to build them in these provinces because once I build temples in some of these provinces, because Spain can't take these. I control everything in this province. They won't be able to fabricate a claim. So I don't feel too uncomfortable going ahead and put temples there. And these will make it so that the other thing, the not a temple, is more profitable there, because it'll scale off of temple as well. Yeah, nothing that profitable up here. Guess I don't really want to recall from here, because he took so long to get there. If I'm gonna recall from somewhere, I'll recall from somewhere that didn't take him forever to get to. Like right there. And then just hope that this province is in Canada, and if it's not, I'll cancel the mission. Yeah. I mean, I know technically this isn't in Canada. At least, I think it's not. Pretty sure this is Washington State, but I don't know for the mission what they're gonna take and what they're not. So Spain is investing in this, but I'm just gonna save up a bunch. Hope he gets in without me having to. Like if Spain goes over me, I'll just dump everything in it to dissuade them from going any further, so we don't get in like a little incremental bidding war. But if he goes in first, I don't want to have to put a lot of points in. Like if he gets ascended or whatever you would call it. Okay, so Connecticut became self-sustaining. I'm gonna go ahead and core Connecticut. And I have 2 colonists traveling. Alright, I've got a colonist traveling right now, so that'll be my 4th. Do I really want to go to a 5th? I guess I kind of do want to go to a 5th. Question is, where do I want it? There is somewhere with some profit. Oh, Wichita is pretty profitable. Not so far away. Shouldn't take him that long, 71 days, not forever. Like these that have claims by Portugal and eventually Spain, don't have a lot of hope for, but these are safe. That's the reason that I take the Caribbean. It's so defensible. It's also a reason to take Florida. In fact, I probably will take this province soon, so that they can't get claims on Cuba very easily. If they get claims on Cuba, then they get claims. They'll get claims. They could get claims all the way through. You know, yeah, I'm actually gonna... Oh, I already picked up my 5th? Okay, so I'm not gonna do a 6th. But I am gonna build more temples. We'll do this one because it's more profitable as it is, but... Make sure there's no good advisor that we're passing up on. No, they all look fine. This guy's not that good. None of them are that good. And it's kind of just a waiting game. What I'm waiting for is French ruler to die, or... Oh, okay, so Spain is putting everything in. So try to dissuade anyone from putting any further in. We got a trade dispute against Portugal. Yeah, this is the dangerous. They're allies. They're allied with Spain and Great Britain. I don't know exactly how to get that to not be the case. I'm going to keep my relationship improved as much as possible with them. And then France, Great Britain, Spain, Denmark. You can see that Russia's having some serious trouble. Looks like the Ottomans came in and took, it looks like what happened is they can't make Russia because both of these provinces are controlled. No, it looks like they'll take this soon. Then they can make Russia. But with Ryazan being controlled there, they can't make Russia. Now, they're probably really extended because Moscow has the free colonist thing. They're not doing so bad, they just haven't made Russia yet. And they're not doing well. And Kazan won a war against them at some point, otherwise they wouldn't control Perm. Let's see how else the rest of the board is doing. I mean, the board is, you know, we don't know anything about Asia yet, but the board is pretty okay. Austria was really powerful until it lost control. Austria having a coast like this is kind of interesting. We have a super big distance between borders thing. Can't really deal with them. If we still had this province, we could make an alliance with Austria, but we don't, so we can't. But it's going to be worth it to improve relations with them anyway. Protestantism really hasn't taken off. I don't think there's any major Protestant nations. Aside from Denmark. Great Britain being the obvious, like, typically as Protestant is not for some reason right now. What's the war goal? Caraco. Yeah. This is something I was concerned about. How many of their allies are they going to bring in? Okay, well, let's get our fleets. Bark. Let's get our fleets together. Portugal has a navy. Probably, yeah, they're gonna take this province. We could actually get stuff from Portugal. Things that we might be interested in would be this province, and this province, I guess. We could just take control of all of these provinces, and if we could get them in a peace. Obviously, not obviously, but France definitely can negotiate on our behalf. Don't even have to click it. We have the same king. So it's not like this is a totally sucky battle or sucky war. If their allies don't join in, so Spain did join in. Spain's joining in is very unfortunate, but we're still gonna do the same plan. We're gonna try to mitigate as much damage as we can. This is why we have such a big fleet. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and get a better one of these. Not really any better. Really just not very good. I'm gonna go ahead and get Admiral. I guess the Admiral's the best, so we're gonna go ahead and boot these guys. We didn't really need an explorer right now. What we need is someone who's good at Navy combat. And let's see, let's build a couple of more heavy ships. And for now, let's take out a loan. And build some troops. And we're gonna build them all on this mainland because I don't want to use our ships unless we have to. Pretty obviously we're gonna need troops. Getting into wars all the time. So GB and Spain both joined this war. Seems unlikely that we're not going to lose our territory here. We need to build some cogs. It's too bad they didn't go on this one. Then we would have had a shot. This is an important center of trade too. Oh, it's got benign neglect. Never mind. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. This is also screwing with our relationships with Great Britain and Spain. Now, is someone still fighting me for this? No, it doesn't look like that. This one will be instantaneously taken, so we're gonna go there first. It's not like we have no allies, it's just that we're up against the 3 global powers with 1 global power and ourselves. We're not a non-global power at this point. Yeah. I changed my mind. We're gonna go here, start sieging it, and send these other troops. Here. Reason being, I want the stronger force out here. Now, do we get war score for this? Yeah, occupations are not going to be worth a whole lot. It's going to be mostly about us not letting them control this province. So a lot of it's going to come down to sea warfare. All light ships, some heavy ships. We might be able to win this combat. Let's try. We want to win it. We want to get there. Okay, so we got caught by the Spanish fleet. But luckily, I would take this trade. Spanish fleet was just decimated. We're gonna have enough transport ships to get back over to the island. Now I'm leaving these troops here because they are going to be the support troops for these troops. Yeah, we need to take out these ships while we can. Oh, they're all light ships? I'll probably never catch them. Never mind, I will catch them. I had to sacrifice a ship, but I think it was worth it. Let's get into the fleet. I can build a cog very easily to replace that cog that I just lost. Or whatever this thing's called. The whole war is going to come down to the war goal, which is, you know, what you would expect. And the reason I spent so much on the Admiral, so let's see, now I have, looks like 23 transports. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to march these fellas, no, I'm going to march 1, 2, 3, I march that group of 6 over here. I'm going to send these ships, they're damaged, I'm a little worried about that, but I'm going to send them here. I want 23, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And this is not gonna be an easy combat, despite the numbers advantage. They have me landing on a beach. Oh, could I have just landed here like that? Oh my gosh. I can't watch. I think I could have landed the ships into port. Okay, so they're all dead. Let's get off of here before they land more there. Because these need to recover their manpower, and the ships need to recover too. The Portuguese fleet is still alive, if you recall. So we're gonna land everybody here. Or here. No, I want them in this sea zone. So here, so they can run either way there. Gonna send these ships here. And then we're just gonna keep sieging this way. It probably will be possible for me to gain provinces out of this, but I'm not sure. I don't care how much I piss Portugal off, as long as Portugal loses its alliances with Spain and Great Britain. Portugal is not really that strong. It's gaining strength, but it's not gaining as much strength as I'm gaining at any given point. And somehow they've already landed troops there. Let's see, how's the war going over here? 104 versus 31, so... You know, I was really sad to be a French personal union kind of guy, but I don't know, it's starting to grow on me. Because France is seriously protecting me right now while I grow. And I have to grow slower, but... What's to say... What's... Wow. So they annexed this place. As long as they're not annexing me, I have to keep track of what it is that they're doing. And I don't have... Oh, I do have... Has it been... How can I check how many diplomats they have? Well, I think it would tell me if they were trying to annex me in this page. And they can't start annexing while we're at war, so... Yeah, if I could take these provinces, heck, if I could take these too, I mean, I'll go and siege them for sure, but... And see, it's occupied by France, despite my doing the occupation. But I'm pretty sure they can still give them to me. Don't know for sure. If we ever go to war with Great Britain, we obviously go take back Connaught, or war with Spain. Oh wait, we are at war with Spain. Means I'm gonna occupy this province just in case. Just in case they'll give it back to me, I'm gonna go ahead and occupy it. Because I do have a core there, and maybe they'll give it back. Who knows? I mean, it says that they won't negotiate, but oh, France is trying to poach this one off of me. Well, I'm gonna do the same thing. Where obviously putting a bunch in at once didn't help. I don't want to get in a bidding war, but yeah, I don't think we can negotiate. I think that means that. Yeah, but we might get a separate peace with Spain where we get this province. Who knows? Might as well make this one next. Because really, I'm not as interested in these provinces. I don't think that France will give them to me in peace. Only thing I can see happening that I get in peace is I get back this and maybe these provinces. Guess it was good to come blockade this anyway. If they can beat this fleet, we're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. And as you can see, we couldn't fought this war without France. There's like a huge amount of troops over here that they're losing. They're using to fight France. And not just that, there's like the entire British fleet is stuck in port because of... And the same war would have happened if we were not a French personal union. Then it would have been, we might have stayed a French ally, maybe. You know, that's a little bit more tenuous. But I would really love to have someone, I know I've said it several times, but I would really love to have someone play this again and not get personal unioned by France. It was obviously not my intent. Okay, well, it was not my intent, I will state for the record now, to get personal union by France. I was not thinking, oh, that'd be great. I was thinking, this is horrible. I think this is horrible. So we're gonna go ahead and get this. I want to get up to this, too. Free diplomatic reputation is really strong for alliances and stuff once we break from France. So I probably will just get this entire tree as my next thing. Because I definitely am not going to build this. I mean, that's so pricey. Road networks? Who ever heard of a road network? Yeah, Spain. If I could take these both from Spain, then I'll have the achievement of getting the entire Bahamas. But as far as this military one, recovery speed of Navy is okay. Light ship combat is okay. I will be building a lot more light ships once I get this, I guess, because but it's just I don't compete in my trade nodes. Like, I control this pretty much without question. Same for Panama, and I guess I'm competing in this trade node, but not exactly. And this trade node I'm going to lose pretty much without question. And no one else is even in California, so light ships are just not my thing, whereas the heavy ships, they can win, they will win combats. Fish. Okay. I'm gonna lose the stability, because I'm already at max stability, and I can't gain positive stability from positive events, so lose stability, not the worst. I'm gonna go ahead and march these guys down here, no reason not to. It'll just help with the war score, maybe I'll get something out of it, I don't know. What I really want is to take this one, and maybe I get it in peace, who knows. Yeah, they both have cannons with them, so that's gonna help with the whole sieging thing. Oh, this is actually occupied by me, as opposed to all of these being occupied by France. I don't know why that is. Yeah, I really don't know why that is, but we're fighting against each other for this same guy, but France, you should not fight against yourself. Okay, we can go ahead and get this military tech. I think we're gonna wait a year though. And once again, now that we are like capping out and like getting ahead of time and stuff, the building of the like manpower modifiers and just the buildings that cost the monarch points look so much more appealing. See, we can't sue for peace here. And we definitely can't sue for peace here, so. And this one is my France. I guess it's because I had a core here, that it gave it to me. Well, that means it's actually time to book it across the sea and go... Oh, they already control this. Okay. Maybe France will give it back to me. I don't know. But my work here is pretty much done. I could send my fleet across the ocean and go and do some stuff, but I'm gonna let them worry about that. I'm gonna make the big bucks. I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and take these guys and put them on this ship. Maybe I'll go down here, but that'll be the last act of something that I do for this war. Thing is, I think if France gives me provinces, it costs France's diplomatic power, which would be pretty sweet. Gotta say. Oh, so we no longer have the overage penalty. We're gonna go ahead and buy this, and after the war, we will upgrade our troop. Not gonna split the fleet in order to blockade more things. I'm just not gonna do that. Okay, well, this isn't actually the worst. They didn't give me my provinces, that sucks. But they did annul Portugal's treaties with Great Britain and Spain, which is good. I would pretty obviously have appreciated a province or two, but what can I say? I didn't get it. So these 8 troops are gonna go. These 8 troops are gonna go here, while the 23 troops are gonna go back to. And I'm gonna build a few. Yeah, no. I'm gonna leave my navy. No, I'm gonna build a few more heavy ships. That's right. It's just so important to win that first naval combat. Yeah, Spain is now the papal controller because they got 2 seats. We lost 1, they gained 1, so. Come on, France, stop it. So we can send out our. Now we should be losing a military point per month for our admiral, but it'll be 50 months, and I think I trade military points for diplomatic points, and we could become the controller again soon. Yeah, we could. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as it is. Let's see, Great Britain doesn't hate us, so I'm gonna go ahead and improve relations here. Spain does hate us, but I'm still gonna improve relations. We're down to having only 2 diplomats, so we have to remember that. We're no longer at war. I'm gonna remember to upgrade the cannons. So we do have some cannons. Looks like 4 cannons. Four cannons. Probably could stand to have a few more, but they're not really great defensive troops. They're much more about occupying their space. And the ships are going to stay in the Central Caribbean, in Jamaica, because it's the Central Caribbean. But as you can see, we won that one, whereas we'd lost all previous ones. And it was largely because of the fleet. We were able to knock out their fleet. They said, okay, we'll stay away from there and we'll go after France. And then France was able to fight them back. Once we have a big enough fleet to beat France's fleet, then we can declare independence from them. But let's just check their prestige one more time. It is positive. Do we have an heir? I do believe so. He's quite good, though. Having nice leaders, having good leaders is really nice. I know this game, it should give you, like, if it has any decency, it would give you a heads up when they started to try to annex you, so that you could declare on them. But the game does not do things like that because it does not care about you. This place finishes, I'll core it. I could send a guy there, or there, or there. All that said, I'm gonna send a guy here to this island because I don't have a colony in Canada yet. That is my mission. And that will be a colony in Canada. And it's worth it, so I can increase the rate of all my other colonists. So I think I do really want to hold 5 at this point. We're spreading. I mean, we lost a couple provinces. Only one that really mattered to us. The Connaught over in Ireland, the actual Connaught, doesn't matter quite as much. That's why you do this. Okay, so in 300 or so days, okay, so Narragansett is now self-sustaining. I don't believe that Narragansett had a colonist in it. No, it didn't. So that means we have to recall a place from a place that has a colonist. Like Wichita, we have to recall. All not very good. And this one is good. And the travel time is 33 days, because apparently he can travel via land. He doesn't have to travel to the other side of the world, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into the bank and build a couple more. Well, let's check for a second. Yeah, see, we're way ahead of time, so we can't get that. So it's not disadvantageous for us to build temples. Did I forget to core this, or what's wrong with this place? Oh, lack of naval patrol? Oh, everybody's suffering from that. Okay. Let's pick up our light ships. Patrol the Caribbean. Patrol Panama. Patrol the Mississippi River. Patrol Chesapeake Bay. Now we will recover from that. We can go ahead and build some of these. So I'm actually gonna send this one to Florida here. It's not the best because it's basically an island for me, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna take one of these troops and I'm gonna take all 3 of these troops and send it here. This is a very aggressive place. If you know your history or read some good historical fiction, you'll know that Florida, the Seminoles, were particularly difficult to kill off. One of the reasons was malaria and all the disease that was later eradicated by DDT, and then we wouldn't let anyone else use DDT after we were done using it to cure our malaria, but whatever. I'm not complaining, I've never had malaria. Let's see, this guy's taken forever to get there. France, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay, Wichita's gonna finish up, which means that we're gonna need to recall from here, because it didn't take him very long to get here, and send to somewhere else. Probably there, actually. So what's the aggressiveness side? It's just worth it for the settler chance. I know it's only like basically a month settler chance, but I don't know where Spain is doing its expanding. Great Britain took both of those, so this is the last province for Denmark to get. It wants to do its game. For all I know, Spain is doing some stuff in Africa, which I'm fine with it doing. Stupid Spain, always declaring on me. What I gotta keep track of is what is France doing with its diplomats. For a while it had 3 diplomats. Okay, so we know what it's doing with its 3 diplomats. It's improving relations with these 3 people, which means it's not annexing me. And I will dow on France eventually. I just have very little reason to do it today. Not with, when France starts to have a bad leader, I'm gonna have a little bit more... France's heir, my heir as well, is really strong. When that isn't the case any longer, I guess then I will think about it. There is the whole, I might lose the ability to declare on these guys because someone else might declare on them, but no one's declared on them yet. When someone declares on one of them, I'll take that as a hint that I need to declare on them, and I need to get free of France. But right now, it's playing into my wheelhouse. If you all remember, my wheelhouse is... That did not count as Canada? Are you kidding me? In what world is that not Canada? It's a little red line that it indicates Canada, right? Okay, so Canada must only be up here, which I don't really want. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that mission. Great Britain is a potential ally. In fact, they would make an alliance with me if I weren't underneath France right now. They would do it, and so they'd be a great ally. They have a navy. They're over in Europe. They can get beat up on by people. I just kind of need someone to like draw the attention of everyone over there. Okay, I'm gonna crank up the speed. Actually, I'm gonna break the video here to aid in my recording, and when we get back, I'll probably